The search continues this morning for a Vancouver pilot who went missing earlier this week after flying out of the Creswell Airport south of Eugene. The missing pilot is identified as 41-year-old Lee Leslie, who is thought to have been alone in the plane. According to authorities, Leslie took off Tuesday afternoon. AP reports that the plane went off radar about 15 minutes into the flight. Leslie's reported destination was Vancouver, Washington. Crews have explored an area where they received a weak emergency signal, but nothing has been found. Breaking news this morning out of Nepal, another earthquake has hit the area, causing yet more death and destruction. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, a 7.3 magnitude quake hit an area near the border of China, about 50 kilometers away from Kathmandu. 6 aftershocks followed. Nepal's National Emergency Operations Center has reported 42 deaths and at least 1,100 injuries so far. That number is expected to rise. This comes less than 3 weeks after a 7.8 earthquake hit the area, killing more than 8,000 people. Eugene is Oregon's second largest city, and it seems that won't be changing anytime soon. Portland State University's Research Center recently drafted a population forecast for the Eugene-Springfield area that predicts 40,000 new residents by 2035. With this many people moving to the area in the next 20 years, available land and price become concerns. Currently, the city is undecided whether a residential expansion will occur, arguing that there is still plenty of undeveloped land within the boundary to build the homes needed.
We're planning for 15,000 homes for the next 20 years. So that's a lot of homes, and there's hundreds of acres throughout the whole city that make up our land supplies.
33 of these acres are in North Eugene on a filbert farm, but are zoned incorrectly for home building. A proposal to rezone the agricultural area to a residential subdivision has been controversial amongst neighbors and builders. A public hearing was held earlier this week over the matter, where community members could voice their opinion. Ed McMahon, the executive vice president of the Home Builders Association of Lane County, testified at that hearing in favor of the zone change and says that builders in Eugene need this land.
My members have continued to complain about the restricted buildable land supply. There's just not enough lots to build the homes to meet the demand.
A bigger supply of lots could also help keep home prices affordable, but can come with other problems, such as an increase in traffic. The city is planning on expanding the urban growth boundary for parks, schools, and commercial areas. They will re-examine the residential areas once studies are finalized and current land spaces are examined. For Oregon News, I'm Alexsis Winterhalter. Graduation is exciting for many, but a study released by Johns Hopkins University School of Education reports that a lot of Oregon students are missing the mark. According to the study, Oregon had the lowest graduation rates in the country for the 2012-2013 school year, the most recent year studied. The national average was 81.4%, and 29 states either met or exceeded that average. But Oregon schools were nearly 14 percentage points below the national average, with an overall graduation rate of 68.7%. The Hopkins study is focused on how states like Oregon can increase rates to help bring the national average to 90%. The study lists some of the factors that affects a student's graduation chances, including low family income, ethnicity, disabilities, and location in big cities. In the Eugene-Springfield area, the majority of the high schools compare well to the rest of the state. North Eugene had a 71% graduation rate in 2014, Churchill 83%, Sheldon 85%, and South Eugene 87%. In Springfield, Thurston had an 80% rate, and Springfield High School 69%. The Elkton School District, located about 60 miles south of Eugene, had the worst graduation rate in the state at 20%. Reporting for Oregon News, I'm Alexsis Winterhalter. Archaeology students from around the world will gather this summer in Oregon. The site in southeastern Oregon is now thought to be one of the oldest in North America. For archaeologists, context is everything.
This one's a particularly nice one.
Pat O'Grady and his students were amazed when they found artifacts under a layer of ash deposited by a Mount St. Helens eruption. This one was over 15,000 years ago.
It was stunning because we weren't prepared for that kind of an age on that volcanic ash. And so after we got the results, we were scratching our head and saying, wow, really?
Analysis of the ash found at the Rimrock Draw rock shelter located in southeastern Oregon could begin to reveal the history of the area. A team of researchers will travel to the site and continue testing to confirm the time period. After preliminary documentation of the ash layer, The fifth field school will begin to excavate below the volcanic layer. Researchers say that if artifacts are found, it could be a sign that humans lived in the area earlier than previously thought. O'Grady says they are still a long way from connecting the dots, but making these connections to the past is what keeps him coming back for more.
It's just a tremendous allure to archaeology. There's something that's just almost indescribable about working in a site that's truly ancient and seeing artifacts emerge right before your eyes.
The group plans to publish its findings once the research is complete.